Hello and welcome to a new episode of F35. Today I'm going to show you the second video of my F35 project. This model is a 1:5 scaled version of the F35. The length of the scale plane is 314 centimeters. This time I will show you how I built the vertical stabilizer. I used a 3D print as a starting point. I will show you all the steps I did to go from this, a 3D print, to this, a mold ready to produce a vertical stabilizer. On top of the 3D print, I added one layer of 210 gram per square decimeter of fiberglass with 24 hours epoxy. After the epoxy is cured, I added filler. This filler is used to fill the bigger gaps and to create a smoother surface. After the filler is completely cured, it's time for sanding. The next step was adding Putty spray. This is a filler for smaller gaps and it's sprayable. And then sanding again. This time with a very fine grit. When the surface is smooth, it's time for the next step. Because I need a mold in two segments, I needed to make a plate to split the stabilizer. I attached the plate to the stabilizer by using hot glue. By using hot glue, it's easy to remove the plate after you finish the first half. Then I applied mold release wax. This wax is used so that the epoxy will not stick to the surface. It's very important that you don't forget any parts, especially the corners. After 10 minutes, it's time to polish the surface with a clean cloth. This wax in, wax out process needs to be repeated at least 5 times. For the final step of the mold preparation, I used a layer of PVA. PVA is a film release agent based on polyvinyl alcohol. This will become a very thin film and it's removable with warm water. PVA is easy to apply with a sponge. After 12 hours I started with the first layer of the mold. This is a Gelcoat. The Gelcoat has a high edge strength and good polishing properties when it's cured. It's very important that there will be no air bubbles trapped underneath the Gelcoat. So I always start on one side so the chance of air bubbles is as low as possible. After 4 hours the Gelcoat was cured a little bit but still sticky. At this point I started with layers of fiberglass and epoxy. First I added some thickened epoxy in the sharp corners. Then I reinforce the corners a bit with a layer of fiberglass. And on top of that, the first full layer of glass fiber. I repeated this process 5 times. I used glass fiber with a strength of 210 grams per square decimeters. This gives for me a good strength of the mold. After the epoxy is cured, it was time to start with the second half. First step is removing the plate that divides the mold in 2 sections. After the mold was cleaned and the mold release wax and PVA were applied, it was time for the gel coat again. This time I did it a little bit different. After 2 hours of curing, I applied small pieces of glass fiber to the gel coat. By doing so, the gel coat can completely cure but still have good adhesion to the next layer. This will give a smaller chance of damaging the gel coat. And then I applied the 5 layers of fiberglass again. And now the most exciting part of this process. Is the mold successful? As you can see, there are some small damages at the leading edge of the vertical stabilizer. Small pieces from the stabilizer are stuck onto the mold. The other half of the mold is perfect, with no damages to the mold or the vertical stabilizer. After cleaning the mold, this is the final result. The pieces of the stabilizer that were stuck on the mold could be easily removed with some warm water. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. This will help me grow this channel. Stay tuned for more videos.